we're fairly for me to go to Washington is very tough. For me to go to City Hall, for me to go to a city council meeting, for me to go, I go to Sulphur Spring board meetings every time they meet. It is possible. It's not possible with the United States, and that's my point. Is you look at the city of LA, where you're talking about bigger, a lot more people. The districts make sense, but when you look at a smaller size municipality school board, people are in touch, can be in touch with their government if they want to. Every governing board in this city, for instance, you can do a public comment.
Okay. So doesn't mean they listen, though.
And they'll listen.
Doesn't mean they listen.
Okay.
So you
they
don't listen. Have you seen the redistricting partners report?
No, actually, if you have, I would love to get a copy of it. I don't know if that's...
Send me your email address after this, and I'll get you a copy. Because it should be in the public, and they've tried to hide it for quite some time. We just got it a few weeks ago.
Who tried to hide it?
The school board. Sulphur Springs School District says it doesn't exist. I have a copy of it. Not kidding.
Patty has Mike.
My name's Patty Sulpizio, State Party, California State Democratic Party delegate. I just wanted to address your analogy, and it's from what I learned in U.S. government class in high school. We have two legislative houses in our United States. One is the Senate. Each state has 2 senators. The House of Representatives, also known as the Congress, it's represented by population. So here, for instance, in Santa Clarita, we have Buck McKeon representing us. And if you look at a congressional map, Buck McKeon's district is huge to meet the population. So in California, we have many more representatives in Congress than some other states, but because it's proportional. So your example, it's accurate for Sulphur Springs as a small district, but as far as proportional representation, it's not quite right.
Berta? Just wanted to address one comment, Mr. Shenkman. You said that you did not know how and at what point we became an at-large. We voted when we became a city. It was put to the voters, and the voters decided that they wanted at-large elections as opposed to districts. And I'd like to say one more thing. I live in the area that is supposedly an area that would be designated as a, quote, Latino district, and I am Hispanic. I don't see how it would benefit me or any other Hispanic that lives in my area. And you talked about the 80%. Okay. I now have the opportunity to vote for 5 city council people. I can go before them, I can write them, call them, email them, meet them in the grocery store, whatever other way I want to find to contact them, get my points across. But more importantly, as a candidate for the 2014 election, I can garner votes from the entire city. Whereas under a district, Mr. Bergman and I live in the same exact neighborhood, so we're going to be pitted against each other in that small area. I don't think that that's going to help anybody. I understand, and I'm not trying to be rude. I get what this is about, but I think if you're going to be able to present your views, you should listen to mine as well. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Berta.
This is not a debate. It's a discussion.
I actually thought that from what I've read, that you were kind of running against Mr. Bergman anyway.
I am, but as an entire city, not...
No, I thought it was just the 2 of you, from what I've read. Like the Alan Bergman and the anti-Alan Bergman.
Well, that's hilarious.
Brian has had his hand up for a while. Let me pass it on to Brian.
Hello. I'm Arlene Matthews. I was the Democratic nominee for Congress in 1974 against Jerry Goldwater Jr. I'm endorsed by the Signal, Ruth and Scott Newhall, long time ago. I'd like to tell you about our experience in the San Fernando Valley. We had not had representation on the city council for many years. Our district is conservative. And on the city council, out of 12 council persons, we had 2. After putting up a big fuss, we finally got 5. But we were outvoted every time with only 5 representatives on the city council. If the federal government was giving money for poor people in our area, we couldn't get it. It went elsewhere. It was not a matter of trying to put more minorities in here or more minorities in there. What we were trying to do is to have 1 vote per citizen, that every single citizen should be represented. So when the San Fernando Valley finally said, we're going to withdraw from this city, we don't have a vote at the city council. Nobody's paying attention to any of our needs. We pay taxes, but we're not represented. Our conservative viewpoint is not represented. And so they decided to have a vote with James Hahn, a Democrat, a mayor, pushing to have at-large elections so that the entire city would vote against the city council, vote against the San Fernando Valley, which is 50% of the population. We pay more in taxes and more for water than any other place in the city, but we had no representation as a conservative area. So that's the problem in the valley. Let me add just one last thing. If they had at-large elections, pre-Revolutionary War, if Great Britain and Wales and Scotland and Ireland got to all vote against whether representation should be had by the settlers in the United States in this new area, all of Great Britain would have voted to see that we didn't become a separate country. You have to make sure that everybody has a vote. That's what we believe in this country. That's what our Constitution tells us, and I agree with the founders.